Hey guys, Cdrama Invasion here. Welcome back to another wrap-up video. I can't believe we're already at the end of January. Like, are you kidding me? I swear this month just went by so quickly. Hopefully in next month I'll have way more dramas to review for you guys. But for now, I have three dramas: Homesick, Island, and Song of the Moon. Let's start with the K-drama since there's only one this time. So Island, this is season 1. I had high hopes for Island just because I really like the actors. I think Kim Nam-gil is great. A lot of people really liked him in Through the Darkness. I checked some of those episodes out. They were good, but a little bit too slow burn for my taste. So yeah, I kind of stopped with that and got distracted with other dramas, but this one is set in like a paranormal horror type of setting. It is basically modern day with a bit of these supernatural elements. So essentially, the three main leads have all been like bonded. They have a past history that they mysteriously like sprinkle in throughout the season, but we don't get all of it, which was one of the reasons why I couldn't give this a high rating. I thought that 6 episodes was just so short, especially by the end of it. I was like, what was the point of that? They should have just released it like a normal K-drama, have it like 16 episodes, and yeah, but that didn't happen. I think Chan-woo is actually surprisingly the best part of this. His character wasn't as stiff and rigid as the other ones. I feel like it just lacked depth all around these characters. So the male lead, he's that cold, broody type of character, except for one or two moments where he has like flickers in his eyes when he looks at the female lead, but that wasn't enough to pull me in or really care about these characters. It started off fun, but then it got kind of boring and repetitive really quickly. I truly thought Cha Eun-woo's character was just going to be there for eye candy, and for the most part it still is, but there were moments where he was like goofy and his serious moments was good too, so it didn't feel cringy or out of place, which is great. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. The horror was okay. It kind of reminded me of like American shows back in the day, Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries, but just not as good. That aside, at least it got the budget from Netflix and it looks beautiful. I really like the little sparks effects on the blades and stuff. That was cool. And Jeju Island never lets you down. The scenery is just so lush and beautiful. If you like the genre of demon hunters and you like some of these actors, then it's tolerable. It's not going to be the best time ever, but it's not going to be the worst either. I'll give it like a 6 on its own, but with season 2, if you watch it simultaneously, which I think you should, it might be a higher rating for you. Okay, let's move on to the other two dramas. Let's start with Homesick. I really liked this drama. It only had like 12 episodes. It's the first Aichi light on series of this year. Well, it aired a little bit before the New Year's, but I finished it in January. So this follows a girl who is from an orphanage and her best friend goes missing. So she decides, let me infiltrate to the home that she used to work at and see what's up, because she thinks it's so weird and these people are shady. And right off the bat, like I think the first 2 episodes, it just sets the perfect atmosphere. I really love the acting. Jang Jae-fang, I heard great things about her in the movie industry and stuff, but I never really vibed or really liked any of her previous performances or dramas. I feel like, what is it? The math one with Stephen Jang, Heart of Genius, started off good, but it was just too draggy. So 12 episodes, I was totally in. I was so hooked. Her acting was so good. It's so unpredictable, definitely twisty, lots of dark moments, and pretty fast paced compared to the other light on series that was more psychological. Let's talk about the complicated relationships. There's some scenes that just really wowed me. Like there's a part where there's a mental facility involved, and her acting is so good. Like in her eyes, you can see she's resilient. She doesn't want to give up on finding the truth despite whatever is happening to her. It was wild. There was emotional scenes and some parts where I'm just questioning everybody here. Like, there's not even one person I think that was not morally gray. Everybody was doing something that I'm like, I don't really see how this is going to end well, but we rolled with it and I loved it. It's very different from a lot of Chinese like mysteries that I've seen before. It's very grounded, has solid character writing. The bonds, the friendship between her and the male character was great. I really liked the ending. Some people had an issue with it. There were some things where I thought, okay, this could have gone down a little bit better, but overall, I really, really liked it. The mom's character's acting is so chilling. There's just scenes where they would look into the camera or they would just look at the characters like from afar and you would just feel like really creeped out. So mysterious. That ending song is so good too. Even when Revelations came out, it's just got crazier and crazier, to be honest. This is a must watch for me. I highly recommend it. I'll give it a 9, maybe 9.5 out of 10. As for Song of the Moon, I understand after watching episode 14. From my first impressions, I didn't really reach there yet, but I get why everybody's like, oh, okay, this is where the real story begins and you have to stay 14 episodes before you decide whether you like it or not. While there is some logic, I feel like a lot of the things were the same. The female character has been pretty much the same throughout the entirety of the show, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but later on I feel like the side character story really just outshines the main couple, which is a problem because I'm like, do I really care about the main leads anymore? This couple is kind of not really doing much. There are moments where they're like okay, but like I've never really felt captivated towards their story after like the halfway point, to be honest. It felt like, okay, this is predictable now, like I see where it's going. And how did you guys feel about the ending? We'll get to that in a little bit, but essentially what it was there's 2 different endings, episode 39 or 40. There were a lot of moments where Shulu's acting was kind of weak. Like the drunk scenes were really cringy, but I still had fun throughout. I was really here for the second couple, the darker aquatic demon Fu, and I love Hana. Like he is probably my favorite character, and man, I think they done him dirty, the writers. Episode 35 was really good. I love the side couple. I've had complex feelings towards them at first. I was like, I'm not really buying it. But then the more you watch them, like, okay, I kind of like it. Loning was a great character. It was very emotional and impactful, that ending and what they did with her character. And Fu, really, he was somebody that I hated to love. Like, we know that he did a lot of messed up things and he ultimately is the big bad of the series. But what I like about it is there were genuine moments where you're like, he really likes his brother. He really loves Loning, of course. So there were a lot of humanizing moments for all of the villains. And it was kind of refreshing compared to the two-dimensional evil character that's just trying to murder everybody and not care about anything. Hana, like I said, is the nicest character. He deserves the world. He did everything in his power to protect Liu Xiao. And Fu, I just felt so bad for him. Like, nice guys really do finish last, even though we already know, like, she's not going to end up with him. I was like, no, I was hoping the writers would give him a happy ending somehow, maybe with someone new, but no. Anyways, overall, I thought that sometimes CGI was a bit spotty, just near the beginning. Later on, I didn't have a problem with that at all. Acting was weak for some characters, like Shulu, and the actor that played Fu was kind of struggling in the emotional scenes. I swear Fu, played by Riley Wong, he doesn't have too many opportunities in this type of emotional roles. So I get it, but he didn't deliver in those emotional moments. Like, if you were watching the other actors, they were fine. Zhang He, I think, who played Loning, was just great. But Shulu and Riley in the frame, like once they zoom onto their characters, I was like, this looks a little bit forced. Hopefully with some practice in other roles, they'll improve themselves. But that's all I really have to say. Good looking actors, decent costumes, decent storyline and pacing. Yes, it could have been shorter. It could have been 32 episodes, I would say. But overall, I had a good time. It was pretty addictive and easy to get into, especially if you're a fan of these actors or the genre. So as for the ending, I definitely prefer the second one. I thought that it was more satisfying compared to 39. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. I think I'll give this like a 7 out of 10. Other than that, I started watching High Venus and Three Body, but not sure if I will complete all of the episodes. Let me know your thoughts on Unchained Love. I've seen a couple of my subscribers recommend that one to me. I did check out the first like 2 or 3 episodes, and I have a feeling like if it gets better, it will get better after the first few episodes, like most dramas do. It wasn't really gripping, but I am intrigued because Dylan Wong's character here is a little bit more complex. He's like very manipulative, and I find that really fun to watch. Anyways, leave your thoughts, comments, opinions, and ratings in the comment section. Give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.